Hi, everyone. It's Kelly from the Hub here today with our friend Angela from Community Action Partnership. Of course, that's CAP, the Domestic Violence Service, and Christine, who runs the whole program. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So this is the last of our episodes in our series in talking about domestic violence. And before we talk about all the things that are happening, giant reminder to all the friends out there who are watching us, this just means that we're done right now. This doesn't mean that we're always going to be continuing to be vigilant and thoughtful and educational about all these kinds of things continuously, but you know, in some organizations, some people have things that they also have to attend to on a regular basis. So we're going to let them attend to their jobs, and then we're going to talk about all their stuff later on. So ginormous thank you to CAP for letting us do this series and letting us, showcase all the stuff that you guys have to offer. I know for a fact that, because people have said to me, that they didn't know that there were so many parts of what you did. They just thought there was a hotline and a person at the end and sort of help. They didn't know, a lot of people really didn't know the legal clinic and the stuff for kids and the stuff about dating and all that. It's so yeehaw.
Well, this is perfect timing for them to continue to learn more. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Awesome.
And we are going to spend a week on our social media platforms the week of the 18th of October, so towards the end of the month, just highlighting and going a little deeper into the services that we provide. We'll be doing some social media posting with staff who are doing the work and talking about their experiences providing legal services or counseling services. And so there's a great opportunity for people to continue to learn more if they're following us on our social media platforms. It's Domestic Violence Services of Lancaster County. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Is that right, Christine?
Or Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
And then CAP has Instagram, maybe. But
yeah.
You can also follow the Community Action Partnership of Lancaster, and you'll find us there.
Yeah, I follow CAP, and so on Facebook, so I find all that stuff there, and then I just click on other stuff and then read more. So yeah. So, and you guys have like a lot of stuff planned, so that you're really going to be out in the community. Not that you aren't normally, but during October, you're really going to be out there with a presence. You want to talk about some of the things that you guys have planned?
Sure. So we're going to start the month with a video tomorrow at noon. It's going to go up on our social media platforms, just kind of introducing what Domestic Violence Awareness Month is, and some information about our agency. I think Christine just recorded her part of that today. Is that right?
Yes, and I think Brian has decided to begin it at 12, launch it at 12:30.
Oh, okay.
Just so you know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we have that happening tomorrow. It'll be a short video. Friday night, for First Friday, we're doing kind of a multimedia First Friday concert. Some local artists wanted to put together musical performances. We have some spoken word and poetry readings included as well. And so people can follow that. That's at 7:00 on Friday. And people will also have the opportunity to donate if they're so moved to do so. Just kind of a celebration of and bringing people together.
Mm-hmm.
Brian said that there's quite a lot of submissions, so the program should be pretty robust, I would think.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We have so we also have throughout the month, I want to highlight something that we're doing with some of the local businesses. We reached out to some local coffee shops, and they're going to use a coffee sleeve, like a cardboard coffee sleeve, on their to-go cups that we designed. And there are two in the Ephrata area, Griddle and Grind and Giotti's. So they're going to, and there's several in Lidditz and then a
And
couple of
Scratch?
others around the county.
Did you say Scratch too?
No. There's a
What
few
about
in Lidditz.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Christine, do you know what the web address is? Is it for them to go to the DVAM? I don't have
Find
it.
it.
But we have a list on our DVAM web link that they can see what all of the coffee shops are. And I'm sure that'll be up on our social media as well. So, you know, it's an opportunity for us to continue to get the awareness out on each of the coffee sleeves. There's a couple of statistics and some hashtag one thing is the theme that we kind of used for that. So one suggestion that each of us can take to help a victim, to support survivors, to create change in the community.
Wow.
So that's happening throughout the month at 12 different locations around the county. We also have yard signs this year. We're trying to be more visible in the community through billboards, buses, and yard signs. Do you want to talk about that one, Christine?
Sure. So first of all, the web link is caplank.org/DVAM and then slash. So it's simple to get there. We decided to break out of our usual mode, which is not to do advertising. A lot of the domestic violence programs across the state have been doing some advertising lately just to let people know during the pandemic that our services are still available, or you know, just using that it's as a silver lining, or it's a terrible thing to say, as an opportunity to be able to promote services when people may need them most. So we will have a bus campaign, a bus poster and bus shelter and bus card campaign that will launch sometime in the next month or two, mostly with information about how to contact our hotline and our text line, and then where to go to get additional information. So it's just to catch your eye.
Yeah.
And then this is the season of yard signs. As you know, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing that we're going to add a yard sign to the mix, but I do know that I'm noticing them and looking for them right now. So maybe it is a good thing. But we have 2 yard signs that we're going to be debuting very soon. One says home is not safe for everyone. Then it gives our contact information. And the other says awareness plus action equals social change. Together we can end domestic violence. One side is in English and the other side is in Spanish. And they're available on the website for pre-order. There's no charge for the yard signs, but there is a requested or suggested donation if people are able to do that. And then there's a place that they can be picked up that's very accessible to everyone, which is White Oak Printing on Dillerville Road. So that's pretty easy for most people to do. So there's a form on the web page, the DVAM web page, to request one, to choose the sign you want, and then to be able to schedule a time to pick it up. And then I don't know if we've ever had billboards. I think maybe for our 40th anniversary, but we're also going to do billboards that they're similar to the bus campaign, right?
Yeah.
So it all goes together, but we'll have at least 8 billboards up in the county, probably by mid-October or something like that. They'll be up for 4 to 8 weeks. Again, advertising the text line, the hotline, we're still here, we are here, if you didn't know that sort of thing. So, but we're excited about that.
Yeah, it's a shift from some of the other things that we've done. And like Christine said, you know, nonprofits in general and DV programs haven't always been, you know, advertising our services. We just assume that people know how to find us or will find us if they need to.
It's also a financial thing. Like usually our grants don't allow for us to advertise, but there've just been a few things that have happened recently around COVID, especially, where there's been recognition that there's a need to get the word out there that, you know, people don't know about the services unless you put the word out there. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So moving on, with Domestic Violence Awareness Month, we are going to have a virtual vigil for our Silent Witness Project. And the Silent Witness Project is something that happens nationally. Like there are silent witness projects all around the country, and in most of the counties in Pennsylvania, I would say. I know our surrounding counties, Berks County, Dauphin County, I think York County have their own projects. What it is, they are life-size cutouts, usually plywood or something like that, of figurines of people. And then there's a shield on each one that briefly tells the story of that person's experience with domestic violence and how they died at the hands of their abuser or as a result of the violence.
Yeah.
It can be somber, but it can also be inspiring in a way to continue to help us realize that this is a life-threatening situation and that our work is not done and that it will probably never be done, unfortunately.
Well, oh, that's, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, that'll be great. Yeah.
So that is a program, that's a partnership that we have with the District Attorney's Office and also with LGH Penn Medicine. And that's been a long-standing project. If you followed domestic violence services at all in the past, I'm sure that you have seen the figurine somewhere. We can't put them on display this year, obviously, because of COVID and, people don't want things where people are going to stand around and congregate. So we decided that we're going to try a virtual vigil and continue to tell those stories virtually. So
cool.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Christine, do you want to talk about the Economic Advocacy Forum and the Purple Purse that's happening mid-month?
Sure. So one of the new initiatives that we're launching at DVS is an economic advocacy initiative or economic empowerment initiative. I'm not sure exactly what the verbiage will be yet. Through a grant from CAP, we've been fortunate to be able to hire an economic advocate. So a staff person who will be dedicated to directing the project, which will consist of support groups and one-on-one sessions with survivors intended to help them make sense of the economic abuse that they've suffered, and then the many and far-reaching ramifications of that in terms of them facing a lot of, these are the barriers. These are, other than the emotional and psychological barriers and the safety barriers, the physical safety barriers, economic barriers are uppermost in many survivors' minds in terms of their ability to move forward being thwarted or blocked. So if your credit has been ruined, if your employment history has been sabotaged or you haven't been permitted to work, if debt has been run up in your name, if you've had evictions due to the domestic violence, this is a very tough place from which to begin over again. So having something in place to help people address these issues and sort of make sense of them and understand the enormity of the impact and how that plays out in the world in terms of leasing an apartment or getting a job at this point is critically important. And we know this from all of the survivors that we work with who come in with nothing, little or no income, ruined credit, all of that sort of thing. So I think it's an important conversation to have, and I also think that there are many ways for the community to get involved. If landlords better understood the situation, perhaps they would relax some of their requirements or understand the context of what's happened to people, that maybe the evictions were not their fault or they were in a situation where they were being controlled and coerced. So, and also, I think one of our staff members said the other day that a lot of the victims living in our bridge house, they pay their rent in cash because they don't trust having a checking account or a bank account, that it can't be tampered with or tapped into by the abusive partner. Anyone who's savvy with technology, can not only stalk and track their partner, but also interfere with their financial life, run up debts in their name, open credit cards, etc. So it's a huge issue. I would say that and affordable housing, and they're tied together, are two of the biggest barriers that people have in terms of moving forward.
Wow. Yeah, I think being able to hire somebody who specifically focuses on that part of it. I mean, that's like having your own financial clinic, just like you have your own legal clinic for this.
That's
and
right.
That's just tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's wow. What's the Angela? You said the Purple Purse Project. Is that the name?
I'll let Christine answer that with as much
Okay.
as she wants.
Sure. So the Allstate Foundation funds domestic violence centers across the state to provide financial empowerment education. And they also provide curricula and other materials for centers to work with survivors. And they also provide the Purple Purse, which is literally a purple purse that programs can auction off as a fundraiser and use it as an awareness tool.
Yeah.
So we've been asking people, what does your purse mean to you? And it means, I think we've been surprised by some of the answers we've received from staff who hadn't really thought about it before maybe, but then we're able to talk about the fact that their purse is their domain. It means financial independence.
Yep.
It means it's my space where my things are kept and they're mine. It's sort of a symbol of financial independence.
Yeah.
So the Purple Purse can be used as a tool to raise awareness about economic abuse and economic advocacy, and then hopefully we can raise some money for the Economic Advocacy Fund, for the fund that will help survivors with the things that they need, by auctioning off this Purple Purse. And it does have a famous person's name on it that we're not really supposed to talk about, which is
of course.
It's really a nice little cross-body bag, so it could actually be practical and be used, but I think it's more symbolic in terms of what it means for all of us to have achieved independence. I mean, think about Judge Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the loss and the legacy that she left. When I was born, or when I was a teenager in the 70s, women couldn't have mortgages in their own names. I mean, there was a list of things released that is hard for people to believe that this was the way it was that recently. But so that's how it sort of ties also to our overall empowerment as women.
That's tremendous. Good.
Yeah. So we'll be announcing, opening the auction for that when we do the economic empowerment forum, and then it will close on. We'll announce the winner, I believe, at the Survivors Speak Out, and that's how we're going to end the month, with survivors speaking out, kind of in juxtaposition of the silent witness, where people's voices were silenced. Now we're giving people the opportunity to use their voices and to share their stories. Last year we were able to do it in person at Tellus 360 down in the Speakeasy, and the room was standing room only. Wow. It was packed. Wow. We had some really powerful speakers. Every story, is just really amazing to listen to and has a message. So we're going to do that virtually this year. We are still accepting submissions for anybody who wants to share their story. So if there's somebody who sees this and wants to share their story, we are more than happy to talk with them about that. There's two ways that can be done. The survivor speak out, which would be them telling their story in person and being recorded telling their story. We do also have the opportunity, if you go to the caplank.org/DVAM website, you can submit an anonymous story. We're creating an online board for people.
Because there still could be people who are in the middle of it.
Right.
Or don't want to reveal who they are. Yeah.
So we do have that opportunity for people who want to share their experiences, but maybe aren't ready to come out on video, and tell the world about that. And so we have those two opportunities for people to speak their truth, speak their stories, and share their experiences with the rest of us. So the Survivor Speak Out is scheduled for the last Wednesday of the month at 7:00, and we'll be recording those in advance and then, releasing it live on Facebook and social media that night. And that's typical. We end the month that way, and it feels like a really nice, kind of empowering way to end the month.
Kudos to you, to this division, because you are willing, able, and ready to handle everything that comes at these victims, and you turn them into survivors, and that's like the best thing in the whole planet. So ginormous thank you to you guys. It's absolutely wonderful. And being able to get this word out to tell people means that more people know. And you know how it is. The more, when you know more, you do more. And so hopefully we'll be able to stem some of this stuff as it's coming up. At least people will know, and they'll be able to call the number, text the number, to be able to talk to people, to be able to be more informed. This is fantastic. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you for having us as part of your forum.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
I normally say see you next week, but I'm not going to. So Angela, please give us the hotline number and the text number as we always end.
Yes. So if there's somebody who needs services, who's in a crisis situation, in an abusive situation, and you just need some information, you want to talk to somebody, there is not even an expectation that you come in for services, but just to learn more about what we have to offer. We have people who live with us. We also have clients in the community who are living their lives and don't need that level of service, but would like counseling or other support services. So we have a 24-hour hotline, 717-299-1249. And if that's not convenient for you, if you would rather text us, we have a text line. You can text the word SAFE, SAFE, to the number 61222. And we are ready and happy to be able to answer your questions. If you are the loved one of someone who's in an abusive relationship and also would like information on how to help them or be a better support person, we are here for you as well. And you can reach out to us through either one of those numbers.
Thank you very much, both of you. Be well, and we will talk again.
Thanks, Kelly.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.